Hello ladies and gentlemen, Jay Caliber here with another TF2 video, and one of the biggest parts of the TF2 community, as well as one of the most exciting, is the competitive scene. I've played some seasons of competitive and even ran a team for 2 seasons. There are definitely pros and cons to comp though. I think lots of new players only hear about one or the other, and it gives them a false sense of what comp can be. So in this video, I'm going to round up some of the many pros and cons and misconceptions surrounding the competitive TF2 scene. If I don't cover something that crosses your mind when considering whether you want to play competitive TF2, then comment down below and I will try my best to answer you as soon as possible. Pro, you join a team and you become part of something bigger and have a group of people taking the game seriously whom you can enjoy it with. Con, sometimes you can be a bad match for a team, whether it's a dynamic or a sense of humour conflict, it just doesn't work. It's important that when you find a team that you get on with all the players on an almost personal level. At the end of the day, those are the people who you will rely on to win games. Worst case scenario, you play voice clips of all 8 of your teammates and you can't identify them from their voices. Pro, you get to play maps seriously without having annoying, useless players arsing about. Con, you end up playing maps you don't know. Yeah, there are a few maps that you end up playing in competitive TF2 that aren't in standard TF2. And then sometimes you play maps that are tweaked from the standard game maps to make them fair. You can build some experience playing these maps on comp.tf, or if you're really determined, you can check the maps on the league you're playing's website and download the maps that were played and then run through them solo. When it comes to learning a map, I highly recommend map talks with your whole team so that you all know where to be and when. Pro, there aren't any weird or insanely OP weapons to play with or against. Con, you might not be entirely comfortable with the meta loadouts. In some seasons with some classes, I have struggled with certain loadouts. Funny enough, I'm an engineer main, but I suck with the Eureka effect and Jag rollout, sometimes called the Jag effect. But the perk of being in a team is that there are usually players around you to help you analyze your mistakes and help you learn new weapons and help implement them in practice. If you really are concerned about the meta part of a loadout or strategy for your class, then I can almost guarantee there's somebody on YouTube who has a guide on how to do it effectively, or you can find a mentor in many competitive TF2 League Discords who's more than willing to help you. Pro, you have actual TF2 games that are proper and arranged. Con, it's a big time commitment for most semi-serious teams. Yeah, for the most part, teams, it's a lot of time. It was one of my biggest issues, having at least 2 scrims a week plus map talks, game reviews. All these things can be very time consuming, and unfortunately it's just something you need to adapt to. Just be sure to give your team plenty of notice in regards to your availability. Communication is the #1 biggest killer of teams, unfortunately. Pro, you become an amazing casual player that can annihilate anyone who attempts to square up to you. Con, you might suck in comparison to enemy team equivalent classes. Yes, it sucks when you have a 1v1 versus the other team's player as your class, but that's what you learn from. You don't realise your skill level until you find a player that is better or worse than you. It's these scenarios that will help you learn how to be good at your class. Pro, you get a sick badge to show off how epic you are. Con, there are loads of people that join comp just because they want the badges. The badges are a nice thing to have, but in general, nobody really cares about them unless they are from pretty high division leagues. If you are a team captain / leader, definitely avoid players that are always talking about the badges, as they will do what is regarded as roster riding just to get the badge for doing nothing. Loads of people worry about the wrong things to do when it comes to competitive. Focus on improving as a player and as a team, and try to make yourself a player you would want to play with. Be that guy that's always there when your team needs you, be a better player, and even better teammate, and you'll have loads of fun in the competitive scene. I highly recommend checking things out like comp.tf. It's far from perfect, but it's 100% one of my most useful tools for retraining myself for a competitive season. I've been Jay Caliber. If you have any questions or concerns about competitive TF2, be sure to comment down below. I may have limited experience with some topics such as certain leagues and certain classes, but I have connections and loads of very well experienced players who I'm sure I'll be able to help me answer your question. Thank you for watching. Links to my Twitch, Twitter and Discord in the description below. Adios.